Nintendo paid nothing for Mario to appear in the closing ceremony of the Olympics. They simply coordinated with the planners of the ceremony, and they got it done. The bigger story, though, I think, is that the same spokesperson who confirmed this also said that Nintendo has no interest in sponsoring the Olympics. Which is bad news to me, because after this video's success, it's obvious that this is a huge opportunity for Nintendo. I mean, like, just imagine the cast of the Mario sports games as the Olympic mascots for 2020 instead of, like, the Beijing Panda Bears, which were cute, but, you know, whatever. Or those garbage London Olympic mascots, and I don't think they even had any for Rio, unless they were just so ashamed of them that they just didn't talk about them at all, pretended they weren't there. But I know this kind of a mascot deal is a totally different pitch than simply becoming an Olympic sponsor, so it's not quite a problem. But if Nintendo wants to position themselves as an entertainment company, and to position their characters as entertainment icons, then, you know, I don't think there's any move they could possibly make that would ever be as effective as this.
Yeah. I'm gonna disagree slightly, just because, not necessarily Nintendo proper, but we've already seen them make a bigger move by having a commercial in the Super Bowl. I looked at the numbers, and the closing ceremonies at Rio were watched by 17 million people. The Super Bowl was watched by 115 million live. So I don't know how much you have to pay to sort of get your IP, you know, out there in some sort of sponsorship deal with the Olympics, but if it's expensive, I could see them passing on it, because compared to some other sporting events, it's actually a relatively small TV market.
Yeah, fair argument. I was thinking that if they can do it, like, where they don't need to pay, like they did with Mario.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. If that's the case, then they should definitely do more of that.
Because I think if they have the same sort of organization committee as they did with the closing ceremony, which I imagine was put together by the Tokyo Olympics Committee, I would imagine that they can get something either for free or totally cheap.
Yeah, they should definitely pursue something like that.
I think the Tokyo Olympics Committee would be happy to let Nintendo make their characters the mascots of the Olympics without the Tokyo Olympic Committee having to pay anything either. So, but yeah, I mean, as far as viewership, if they wanted to pay $5 billion and get like a Super Bowl ad, that could work too. But, you know, I think that the idea of positioning them as mascots at the sporting events in the Olympics could be more effective, especially because the Olympics doesn't just have their presence, you know, during the sporting events, but there's a lot of promotional material that goes out, you know, on subways and everything. Like, I think that there would be more of a cultural impact than a single Super Bowl ad. Does that make sense?
Yeah, to an extent. You know, I think they could do more than just like a single Super Bowl ad, but definitely I agree that they should, if they can do it on the cheap side, just sort of work out mutually beneficial deals, they should absolutely try to get Nintendo IP a big presence during the next Olympics.
Hello everybody, thank you for listening to this Nintendo Week clip, NWC. If you like what you hear, please subscribe to us here on YouTube for more highlights and discussion videos from Nintendo Week podcast, or subscribe to us on iTunes for weekly breakdowns of all your Nintendo news, discussion segments on subjects, games, and more, and tons of other features. Thanks for listening, and we will see you tomorrow with another NWC.